Greetings from the Magic City. In our segment Get to Know Our Sponsors, we're here today with Bruce Keno from Keno Brothers. And as usual, we're going to start this section asking a random question about cycling. This year, the Tour of France is going to be hilly. And in the last 50 years, the most wins are at the age of 28. Tom Dumoulin is going to be at that age. Nairo Quintana is going to be at 29. Thomas is going to be at 32. And Froome is going to be at 33. Who do you think is going to be the next winner?
Well, seeing that it's going to be a hilly course, Fernando, I'm going to go with the Colombian this year. The reason why I think he's going to win, we've never had a Latin rider. He's been close. He's hungry. I think he's going to get it. So I'm looking forward to the Tour this year.
And we're back. So, can you please tell us more about your business?
Well, Keno Brothers Jewelers, we started at this location in Fort Lauderdale in 1984. So we've been here 35 years, proud to say. Same location. A lot of traffic in this area. We're near the Galleria Mall, so that helped us. And I've been with my twin brother, Brian, for that whole duration. So I'm very proud of that as well. It's a family business, and we deal in mainly diamonds and Rolex and all pre-owned and estate jewelry.
And I might also add that we buy a lot of jewelry from, estates as well. So if people come to see us, not only a lot of athletes because we're in the community, we're also in the spiritual community through the church, and also with the running. I'm a runner. I ran the Boston Marathon, so Bruce supports my charities with running, and I support his charities with cycling, and that's a good combination for us. And we've had a lot of friends and athletes that have come through our doors all these years, and we really do appreciate that, and that's why we give back to the community.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll be back with another segment. Well, Brian, since you mentioned the Boston Marathon, can you please explain more about your involvement in sports?
Well, I basically got involved when I was like 31 years old. It was in the early 1990s, and it was off a bet that my brother Mike, who was in our family business, said that I couldn't break the family record in the mile, and I did about 5 years later. And then eventually that progressed to the Boston Marathon, and then Bruce was motivated to basically, as a family, he started getting into triathlons, and I did a couple Ironmans, and then Bruce started doing triathlons and running, and then eventually he morphed into cycling. I morphed into running, and I'm proud to say we're both top age groupers in our own respective sports. So again, our business, if we can finish a marathon, or Bruce can finish a tough race, a crit, we take those same principles to our business. It's the hard work and the dedication that we see in the athletes that we take to our business, and we pride ourselves in our business. And if you're successful at sports, you're probably going to be successful in business. So we've had that philosophy, and we've been here for 35 years now.
And what about you?
Well, I was doing triathlons, as Brian mentioned, and someone says, well, I hurt my shoulder, and someone says, why don't you maybe do some biking? And I started doing biking, and I got excited, and then I started seeing these crazy guys. They said, come out and race. And I said, oh, geez, you got to be crazy. I'm going to hurt my shoulder even worse. But, I jumped in the crit over at Brian Piccolo Park, one of your races, and about 8 years ago, and been doing it ever since. And yeah, there's been a lot of close calls. There's been some spills, but it's kind of like, the best I can say is it's so exciting. It's like you're a fighter pilot, and it's like you're flying by the seat of your pants, and you're not afraid in the moment. But my wife is always afraid for me when I race. But many races later, proud to say I never broke a bone. I was lucky enough to get a few podium finishes when the good guys didn't show up. So I'm still having fun, and I look forward to racing again this year. had a few setbacks this year with the back, but I'm going to be out there again this year, and I'm going to give some of these guys a run for their money, for sure.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. We'll be back with another segment. And we're back. So, can you please tell us which are your bestseller items here?
Well, that's a very good question, but we have a lot of bestsellers here. We are estate and vintage jewelers. We specialize in rare watches like Patek Philippe, Rolex, Cartier, Breitling, diamonds over 1 carat, all kinds of nice estate jewelry that is vintage and rare, period pieces like Bulgari, some of the finest names in the business we carry. But we specialize in pre-owned jewelry. We also purchase it if someone needs an appraisal or they need to have the item liquidated. We can do that for them. So we specialize in auction services as well as purchasing outright. We buy gold, of course, silver, rare coins. We've been doing this since 1984. So I'm also an expert gemologist, Gemological Institute of America specialist, as well as a senior member of the National Association of Jewelry Appraisers. I'm a charter member of that organization from 1984. So I'd like to say we are the leading jeweler in Broward County for these types of services.
We're back with our last segment of Get to Know Our Sponsors, and we would like to thank you, Bruce Keno, for helping us throughout the years sponsoring our events, as well as the brand new tour of South Florida. So my final question is, what do you think about such event that we never have had down here in Florida?
Well, first off, I want to thank you for putting on races here in South Florida, because without promoters like yourself, we wouldn't have that venue. And thank you so much for putting on such a race. This is going to be a fantastic weekend. I'm looking so forward to it, and I wish you all the success in the world, and thank you for being there for us.
All right. Thank you so much, and we will come back with our next sponsor in a few weeks. Goodbye.